सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव जय श्री राधा माधव जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। राम संकीर्तन की जय। नाना शास्त्र विचारनैक निपुणौ धर्म संस्थापकौ लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने मान्यौ शरण्याकरौ राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजना नन्देन मट्टालिकौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय षड्गोस्वामी जय षड्गोस्वामी जय षड्गोस्वामी जय षड्गोस्वामी जय गुरु परंपरा गुरु परंपरा जय गुरु परंपरा जय जय प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री गोस्वामी अष्टकम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्री गुरुदेव की जय। हिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining in for our Nectar of Devotion session this morning. We are actually crossed 75% of the Nectar of Devotion. We are almost drowning. So today, to drown us further, we have Hare Sugopi Mataji who's joined us. We welcome Mataji by loudly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome Mataji. Welcome all the devotees also who joined in for the NOD session today. So over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Panchang pranams to everyone. Mataji, is it okay if you can sing Jai Radha Madhav? So then I'll start with the Mangalacharan.
Okay, Mataji. I already sang Jai Radha Madhav.
Oh, sorry. Okay, fine. Then I'll start. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Shri Gurun Vaishnavanshcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vidhanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay. Hare Krishna, Panchang pranams to everyone. So we are going to be starting with the 16th chapter. Okay. Mataji, can you please share it?
Yeah, can you give access to Rohini Mataji to share? Yeah, okay, great.
Okay, I'll just do that. 1 second.
She's shared, Mataji, given.
Okay, I'll just make her co-host just in case. Achha. Okay, thank you, Mataji. So today we are going to be studying this chapter. This is chapter 16, and this is again a very exalted subject matter, which is completely beyond my adhikar or my realizations. So I will just try and speak that which I have heard, and kindly forgive me for any offenses or mistakes that I commit, which because since I'm fallen, so that's very natural. But kindly just forgive me. I'm completely depending on the mercy of my Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas to speak on this. So, am I audible? The volume and everything, is it okay, Mataji? Just wanted to confirm
Yes,
before I
much.
start.
Yes, audible.
Okay. 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 So there are three different words. We will just shortly, we'll just briefly discuss these words. One is raga, and then we have ragatmika, and we have raganuga. Okay. So what is raga? In music, also, when we study music, Hindustani classical music, so we have different ragas, and we have the seven basic notes that are saregama padanisa. And when these seven notes, when they are sung in a certain way, that they evoke some specific feelings in the singer or the audience, then it is called raga. So ragas can have different moods. And the ragas, they can be imbued with bhakti rasa or veer ras or shringar ras. They can have a gambhir prakriti or they can have a chanchal prakriti. So basically, that is raga. So rag actually means attachment. So when you have the seven notes, when you're singing the seven notes standalone, just like that, so they don't evoke feelings or attachment. But when you are singing a particular rag in a certain permutation and combination of notes, and you're following a particular rule or chalan, as it is said, like how the notes are supposed to be sung, so then certain attachments or feelings are presented. So that's rag. So rag actually means attachment. And there are five primary rasas, and that we have in devotion. That is, you have shanta, dasya, sakya, vatsalya, and madhurya. So all of these rasas, they have got a certain chalan, you know, and the devotees, they have got a certain mental infrastructure and certain inclinations, and that is why we have separate rasas. We have these demarcations. Dasya rasa is going to be extremely different from sakya, and sakya is going to be completely different from vasalya, and madhurya is going to be completely different from the others. So all of them have their own so to say, rules of devotion, and that is how the devotees, they follow. So that is about raga. And about ragatmika bhakti. So there's a shlok in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is ragatmika bhakti mukhya brajavasi jane tar anugata bhaktir raganuga name. So Brajavasi jane is the inhabitants of Vrindavan, and the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they are the ragatmika bhaktas. And ragatmika bhakti mukhya. So what is mukhya? Mukhya is something which is extremely it's incomparable. It is very distinguished, and it is super excellent. It surpasses everything else. So that is ragatmika. And ragatmika bhaktas are special, as in that they are nitya siddhas. Okay. And so Vrajvasi Jane, Ragatmika Bhakti Mukhya Vrajvasi Jane. So the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they have this Ragatmika Bhakti, and which is Mukhya, which is incomparable to anything else. Tar Anugata Bhaktira Raga Nuga Name. And all the devotees who follow these Ragatmika Bhaktas, they are Raganuga. Raga Anuga. Anuga means one who follows. Rag Atmika. So Atmika means something that is completely embedded in your nature. It is like inseparable. Like, you have a second nature and you have a first nature. Like, you have these biological instincts. Uh, you know, mm, we have hunger, we have thirst, and sleep. So, like that, Ragatmika Bhakti is so spontaneous and so natural for the Ragatmika Bhaktas. It's actually it forms the very basis of their existence. That is intrinsic, that's their intrinsic nature. And the second nature is like Raganuga. So you follow the Ragatmika Bhakta, and the Nitya Siddhas. And then you develop your Raganuga Bhakti. So Ragatmika Bhakti Mukhya Brajavasi Jane Tar Anugata Bhaktira Raganuga Name. Okay, like I'll just give an example that there is a, you may have devotees and they may have a natural inclination for Vatsalya Bhav. So they are going to follow Ragatmika devotees like Yashoda Mai and Nanda Baba. Okay. Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, now there is a shloka in Chaitanya Charitamrita again. Now this is Eita Sadhana Bhakti Duita Prakar. Eita Sadhana Bhakti Duita Prakar. So this Sadhana Bhakti, what it means is this Sadhana Bhakti, Eita Sadhana Bhakti Duita Prakar. It has two types, two prakar. Eka Vaidhi Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti are. So one is Vaidhi Bhakti and the other is Raganuga Bhakti. So we all know that Vaidhi Bhakti is the following of the rules and regulations, and Raganuga Bhakti is the spontaneous devotion. So we start from Shraddha and then Sadhu Sang, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivriti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, and Prem. So the after Shraddha, when we have Sadhu Sang, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivriti. So all of that is going to be included in under Vaidhi Bhakti. And then you have a Nishtha, okay, which is like in between Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. And then from Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav onwards, we have, a good intense development of Raganuga Bhakti. Though Raganuga Bhakti can also, actually the glimpses of Raganuga Bhakti can also, start coming while we are practicing Vaidhi Bhakti and we are on the platform of Anartha Nivriti, but it is more prominent once we are on the platform of Nishtha. So we have Eita Sadhana Bhakti Duita Prakar. One is Vaidhi Bhakti and the other is Raganuga Bhakti. Okay. Now Raganuga Bhakti, again, it has got two processes. One is the internal process and the other is the external process. So Bahya Antar Ihara Duita Sadhana Bahye Sadhaka Dehe Kare Shravana Kirtana Mane Nij Siddha Deha Kariya Bhavana Ratri Dine Kare Braja Krishnera Sevana. So I'll read the translation of this verse. There are two processes by which one may execute this Raganuga Bhakti. One is external and internal. When self-realized, the advanced devotee externally remains like a neophyte and executes all the Shastric injunctions, especially those concerning hearing and chanting. Okay, so a Raganuga Bhakta also, he's functioning on two levels. There is an external level and there is an internal level. So the external level is basically the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. So externally, he's performing all he is actually following all the rules and regulations of a Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakta, and especially those concerning hearing and chanting. Because Shravan and Kirtan, this is actually the very basis and the very core of spiritual advancement, and also on exalted levels also this is the basic or the core activity of even Nitya Siddhas, so hearing and chanting. But within his mind, in his original purified self-realized position, he serves Krishna in Vrindavan in his particular way. So he serves Krishna 24 hours a day, all day and night. So there is also an internal aspect, and that is connected. It's a very meditative aspect, and it is connected with the mind. And then you have the concept of the Siddha Deha also, which is coming in this shloka. So there, you have two dehas. You have a Siddha Deha and you have a Sadhaka Deha. So we'll just understand what this is. Seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi tad bhava lipsuna karya vraja lokanu saratha. Okay, so the advanced devotee who is inclined to spontaneous loving service should follow the activities of a particular associate of Krishna in Vrindavan. and he should execute service externally as a regulative devotee as well as internally from his self realized position. So he is performing externally as well as internally. Okay, so the sadhaka roop is that roop that pertains to the physical body or the body that we have, and the spiritual practices that we perform with our physical body. So, this is going to include our chanting, reading, hearing, deity worship, cleaning, cooking, everything, all that we can physically do to serve the Lord and His devotees. So, all of that is done with the sadhaka rupa or this physical body that we have. And this is, it takes around 8 to 10 hours, practically the whole, the major part of the day goes in this kind of a sadhana that we do with the Vedi Bhakti sadhana that we do with the Sadhaka Deha. And then there is the Siddha Deha, which is a suitable body that is revealed. And the most important point to note here is that the Siddha Deha is revealed, and it is not an imagination. It is not a concoction, and it is not some kind of a mental speculation. So this Siddha Deha, it is revealed. And how is it revealed? It is revealed by the sincere chanting of the holy names. So that is our abhideya. That is the process. The process is the sincere chanting of the holy names. Harinam actually reveals our Siddha Deha. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Iv Kevalam, Kalau Nastev Nastev Gatir Anyatha. And that body is suitable, I mean, that Siddhade is suitable for a particular sadhaka who has developed a particular kind of a mood and he wants to serve Radha and Krishna in that particular mood. So that he does with the Siddha Deha, which is revealed through his practice of Vedi Bhakti. Okay, and this is also strictly under the guidance and confirmation of exalted devotees and spiritual master. Okay, so so now we understand. So there is an external process or an external path, that is basically the Vedi Bhakti, and the internal, that is the meditative part. And when the Siddha Deha is revealed through very rigorous practice and very rigorous following of the rules and regulations that have been given to us. So it's very difficult to actually know who is a Raganuga Bhakta, because you may have a Raganuga Bhakta doing just the normal activities that the other bhaktas are doing, like chanting or talking, eating. But his internal absorption is going to make all the difference, which is going to be completely different from a person who is a neophyte or who is just on the platform of Vedi Bhakti. So that is the difference here. Okay. Yeah. So, why can't we jump? Can we jump to Raganuga Bhakti? If yes, then why? And why? And if no, then why not? So now we
For,
understand what is
for Raganuga
Raganuga, what is
for Raganuga Bhakti, we need the mercy of Krishna and Guru. Unless and until they don't means they don't, their mercy is not there, we cannot, means from the Vaidhi stage we cannot go to that stage. Means the mercy of Guru and Krishna needed, means from their side
right?
also endeavor, means from our endeavor is there to go, but
Mm-hmm.
but without their mercy it will not happen.
Yes, yes, yeah, very true. So actually, this platform of and okay, but again, suppose like we are in this, we have connected, we have taken shelter of a guru, so we have his mercy, and we have the mercy of Krishna. Suppose if we have taken shelter of a bona fide guru, so both these, conditions are fulfilled. Like for example, I'm just taking my case, like I'm an initiated devotee and I have been practicing for like so long, so I can jump to Raganuga Bhakti. You can raise your hands, and then if someone wants to answer. That's very true. Actually, what you said is absolutely fine. It's hitting the nail on the head. Actually, yes, it requires mercy of Guru and Krishna, definitely. Okay, yes, Prabhuji, Virendra Prabhu.
Yes, but their mercy is here, but from your side you will not know what is your bhav, because ultimately that bhav and that rasa should develop for developing that raga. I mean, you said that ragatmika, so that rag should develop from the rasa which you have. So for that you have to, it takes some time, because once in the lecture only it was said by someone that like at the time of death we come to know what is our rasa with Krishna. At the time of death, that like eight means like 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita. At the time of that, we come to know our actual relationship with Krishna. So
Okay,
that is the
Antakale
experience.
Chamameva Smaran Muktva Kalevaram, that point.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, very nice. You've given a couple of good points. Okay, so yes, actually, what our acharyas are telling is that we should not attempt to jump to Raganuga Bhakti prematurely. And the reason for this is, like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also used to say, that till the time we are infested with the anarthas, till the time we have an uncontrolled mind, so it's going to be very dangerous for us to tread the path of Raganuga Bhakti. In Bhagavad Gita, like Krishna says very clearly, there's a shloka, Bandhur Atmat Manastasya Yenatmai Vatmana Jitaha, which says that for one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has not conquered the mind, that same mind is the greatest enemy. And Raganuga Bhakti, as we just discussed, it has got a lot to do with the internals. Basically, it is investing your emotional and mental energy to this process of devotion. So because devotion is all about, it is about emotions, but you have to have those emotions have to be purified. And unless and until we have crossed anartha nivriti and we are on the level of nishtha, it is going to be extremely dangerous for us to jump to Raganuga Bhakti prematurely. It's going to be the same case like Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatri ki vidhim bina Ekantiki Harer Bhakti Utpat Eva Kalpate. So it's going to create a chaos in the society. And we will just look into how it has actually done so in the past. So this is the most important thing is Raganuga Bhakti, we have to understand that unless and until we have a purified heart, that is why a lot of emphasis is given on Chetodarpan Marjanam. Yeah, purification. It's very, very important. So this is this has to be the focus of Raganuga Bhakti is investing our mind. And if we have to practice Raganuga Bhakti, and if we have those aspirations that we have to practice Raganuga Bhakti, so it is very important that we cultivate our heart accordingly. Okay, so now that brings us to another topic, which is rasa. Now, what exactly is rasa? So Prabhupada says that rasa means mellow. Like this is I'll just read a quotation. What Prabhupada is saying: the particular loving mood or attitude relished in the exchange of love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called rasa or mellow. So it's a particular loving mood or attitude. So it can be particular means it can be sakya or dasya or vatsalya or madhurya. These are particular moods. So that is called rasa. Like and rasa, we can understand we have a very mundane conception of this word rasa also, because whenever we eat something, whatever the eatables that we eat, they have got certain rasas. Okay, rasa actually means juice. So and Prabhupada also says rasa means taste. So like we have we have food for this physical body, material body, we have food. Similarly, there is food for the soul as well, and that is actually spiritual rasa, and that is what gives nourishment to the soul. So there's a very nice story. It's a very nice pastime actually. There was one devotee, he was I think Nitai Das, and Prabhupada used to do his writing work, and Nitai Das, he was also assisting in that. And he knew Sanskrit. He was his work was to actually edit those what Prabhupada was translating, and those Sanskrit shlokas and his translations. He was editing that, and so and he had a fair amount knowledge of Sanskrit also. So he used to read those quotations, and this devotee, actually Nitai Das, he got confused, so much so that he actually went and told Prabhupada that, these are the flaws that I see in your movement, and these are the flaws that are there in your teachings. So because he read one shloka by Jiva Goswami, wherein Jiva Goswami is saying that, you should have a Rasika Guru. You should have a Rasika Guru. So Nitai Das, he wrote a letter to Prabhupada, and he was writing so many different reasons. And he says that, now I am going to go, and you give me your blessings that I'm going to go and I'm going to search a great Mahatma where I can, take shelter and advance further, because I need a higher level of advancement. And what he basically meant was that Prabhupada is just giving the basics and the ABCs, and he is not a Rasika Guru. So, ras, when we talk of rasa, what exactly does it mean? How does it translate to, practical life of a devotee? Or how does it translate practically to the devotional realm? So, rasa is not absorption in the conjugal pastimes. Rasa is also not absorption in all the other Vraj leelas. So rasa is experienced only when Krishna and the entire Guru Parampara is pleased with us. That's one thing. That's how we get taste. Now, Prabhupada, at his ripe old age, he could have comfortably stayed at the Radha Damodar temple, but he took a huge risk with his health, and he suffered 2 heart attacks. And in spite of that, he expanded the preaching worldwide. He established ISKCON. He wrote books. Mm, he, so many temples. He built so many temples. He managed the whole of ISKCON and its affairs. And he gave guidance to devotees worldwide. So much of traveling, so much of jet lag. And then Prabhupada, he's praying. He says, I'm praying to Krishna so that, he should take away my eating and sleeping so that I can focus more, I can give more time, because sleeping was simply like a waste of time for Prabhupada. So just imagine the mood. Okay. And why did he do all of this? He has done this to basically fulfill the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prithivite achayat nagaradigram sarvatra prachara hoibe moranam. So it's a complete complete surrender to Krishna. It's a life full of sacrifice and full of compassion for the fallen souls. Now, this is actually a Rasika Guru. This is a Rasika Guru. Because he's taken on the mission of Krishna. He's taken on the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what happens is that we have very shallow conceptions of what is rasa, what is Rasika Guru, and we want to jump on to Gopi Bhav. Okay, so during Prabhupada's time also, there was this Gopi Bhav club, I think in America, if I'm not mistaken, yes, in Los Angeles. So there were some devotees, around 30-40 devotees. They had formed this Gopi Bhav club with the idea of jumping onto Raganuga Bhakti and trying to imitate the mood of the gopis. Okay. And when Prabhupada came to know of this, he was extremely angry. And Prabhupada said that this needs to be immediately stopped, because it is, firstly, it is going to create a lot of chaos, because a lot of, deviations, they branch from such kind of imitation. As we discussed, that Raganuga Bhakti is not an imitation, it's a revelation. That's the most important thing. So Prabhupada was very angry at this. And then he said it is going to, stop all the preaching work. So just imagine, here is your guru who has sacrificed everything for the sake of preaching, and you want to enjoy, gopi bhav. So this is completely nonsensical. So, it is not that Prabhupada gave the ABCs or the basics. No, it's not like that. It is, we have to understand this. We have to have the right perception to understand what exactly is Gopi Bhav. So, Gopi Bhav actually means that we are ready to sacrifice anything and everything for the happiness of Krishna, and for the happiness of parampara, and for the happiness of our spiritual master. We are ready to sacrifice anything and everything. There's a story also, where Krishna, he has a headache, and then I think, there's Narad Muni in this story, and Krishna says that, I have a headache, and I would need the dust of my devotees' feet, so that I'll rub it on my head and I'll get cured. So Narada went everywhere, and he, to all the devotees, and he asked for the dust of their lotus feet, and no one gave, because it actually means that if you give the dust of your lotus feet, it's like sin, and then you're going to be suffering in hell for eternity. But then when he went to the gopis, they very happily and very readily they gave. So Narad Muni, he said, do you know what it means? You're going to be suffering in hell for eternity. And they said, no, it doesn't matter. If Krishna is happy, no problem. They did not have even the slightest of hesitation. So this is actually, Gopi Bhav. And this is where our spiritual advancement should take us, if we at all aspire to be on that platform. Okay. So we'll talk about another thing, which is Siddha Pranali. So this is also, it comes there.
Raga and Ras is different. Raga and Ras is different.
Okay, Prabhuji, actually we'll take the question answers in the end, because so that I'll complete the section that has been allocated to me first, and then we can take the question answers in the end. So very quickly, I'll just see if it is just repeat your question. Is Raga and what different?
Raga and Ras different. Rag and Rasa is different. Is Rag and Ras
Raga,
different?
okay, Raga and Rasa. Raga is attachment, and Rasa is taste. So, like we said, if we have raga, if we have attachment to Krishna, if we are talking about spirituality, then if we have raga, if we have feelings or emotions or attachment to Krishna, so then, if we invest all of that in our devotional practice, then if Krishna is pleased and if the Guru Parampara is pleased, so we get rasa, we get the spiritual taste. So that is the difference. Yeah. Okay, Siddha Pranali. Hare Krishna. So Siddha Pranali. Siddha means perfect. Okay, someone who has attained, like we say, someone who has attained Siddhi, someone who's become perfect at a particular thing, and so perfect at devotion. So Siddha Pranali. Pranali is like a system, a process which has been coming down. So Siddha Pranali, it is there in our Bhakti Shastras. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this Siddha Pranali to Vakreshwar Pandit, and from there, Vakreshwar Pandit gave it to his disciple Gopal Guru Goswami, and from there to Dhyanachandra Goswami. And Dhyanachandra Goswami actually further he preached and he propagated this Siddha Pranali system, and this is also known as Dhyanachandra Paddhati. Even Gopal Bhatt Goswami, he gave it to Srinivas Acharya, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also received the Siddha Pranali from his guru, who was Krishnadas Chakravarti Thakur. So, but although Siddha Pranali is bona fide or was bona fide, but not anymore, not anymore. Now, what is Siddha Pranali? It is like an imitationist school. Now, that is what it has come down to now in today's time. Now, it has become a complete perverted perverted form of what it was. So this is like, now it is just an imitationist school. Like, you imitate the devotees on that higher platform, the Raganuga devotees. You imitate that. So and this it's like become a money making business, because in a Siddha Pranali system, what happens is that, and Prabhupada was also very heavy about this. So in Siddha Pranali system, the guru, he is going to give you, your Siddha Pranali. He will tell you that this is going to be your, this is your name, this is your form, this is going to be your age, this is how you will dress, your relationship with Krishna. There are 11 characteristics which are called Ekadash Bhav. Ekadash means 11. So there are 11 characteristics, and this is going to be your residence, and so on and so on and so forth. So this is what the guru gives, and then they start imitating this. Like, for example, a guru may say that, in Braj, you are a peacock. So then this disciple, he starts behaving like a peacock, and he starts producing sounds like a peacock, and he starts thinking like a peacock, starts walking and talking like a peacock. And then when it doesn't work, and he says that no, and then the guru will say, okay, now it's now you are a gopi. So this person, now again, he starts dressing up like a gopi, and he starts behaving like a gopi. He will start wearing all the ornaments and everything, and he will start talking. So all this is like really, it's very disgraceful. It's quite abominable. So they will preach that, and they will teach you, and they will show you what your spiritual form is. But this is just, it is just reduced to a money making business. And that's what it is. And therefore, our acharyas, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Srila Prabhupada, they were very heavy on this system of Siddha Pranali, because it's completely of a fraud thing. So we have to be careful to understand these concepts very properly, because Swarup Siddhi, like they say that this is your Siddha Deha, the Swarup Siddhi is, again, it's an internal revelation. It's not something that you can forcefully feed into your brain. Okay, and whatever progress that they feel that they are making is just an imagination, and they're just fooling themselves. It is basically a self-deception. That's what it is. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he used to, very clearly he said that the Ashtakaliya Leela, that is, the entire day is divided into prayer. So like one prayer is 3 hours. So you have, 8 prayers, and meditating on the Ashtakaliya Leelas. That is the conjugal loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So this is all complete nonsense that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur very strongly, heavily condemned. And he said that when the heart is filled with anarthas, you just cannot even think of attempting such things. So the only way out is that we have to chant, and by chanting, again, purification of heart will take place, anartha nivritti will take place, and the holy name will reveal the Siddha Deha. Bhakti Vinod Thakur said that this is basically, these are the sahijyas. They want the fruits. They want to, take the easy way out, and they want the fruits without taking the trouble to climb the tree. And in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So these verses can, mean a lot of deep things also at that level. So again, if we apply this karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, so raganuga bhakti is not jumping to get the fruit of gopi bhav or manjari bhav or anything like that. No. This is something which is going to be, it's a natural process, and you don't have to force yourself to come onto that platform. And the price, there is a price that we have to pay, and the price is that we have to surrender to Guru, and the price is that we have to purify our heart. Unless and until we pay this price, it's not possible that we can jump onto Raganuga Bhakti. Okay, so I'll just give an example. During Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time also, there was this sampradaya, Ati Badi. Now also it is there. There are many Apa Sampradayas. Apa Sampradayas are, they are deviations actually from the main line of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And because of this, mess that was created by the Siddha Pranali system, and the mess that was created by the Sahijyas. There was 13 upper sampradayas that had sprung up. You have Atibadi, Aula, Baula, Gauranga Nagaris, so many. So during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time also, there was this person. He was, I think, a prominent leader in one of the sampradayas, and who were Sahajiyas at that time. And he came and he told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, see, I am a gopi and you are Krishna. So at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was he was disgusted at this thought, and then he said, oh, you're Atibari. Atibari means you're really great, in a very sarcastic way, Mahaprabhu said. And that Sahijya sect, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually coined the name at that time, Atibadi. So that Sahijya sect is now known as Atibadi. So there was another person by the name of Roop Kaviraj. Now he also spread a lot of these Sahijya teachings at that time. And he was, he used to dress like a gopi, and he used to preach that, you can approach Krishna in gopi bhav. And since the gopis of Vrindavan, they don't keep Ekadashi Vrata, so we will also not keep Ekadashi Vrata. And we will not perform Tulsi worship. And we will not be under the shelter of a guru, because the gopis of Vrindavan, they don't take the shelter of a guru. So this is all, see how it, how deviations spring up. So this is all very nonsensical. And then Roop Kaviraj, actually, that he was driven out of Vrindavan Dham by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Later he contracted leprosy and he died. So gold is gold, and imitation gold is imitation gold. So we have to understand that what is this Sahijya devotion. So there's a letter that Prabhupada has written, and I'll just read this letter. You can just carefully listen to it. Please accept my blessings. So he's writing to Nitai Das. My dear Nitai Das, please accept my blessings. I have received information that some of our devotees are mixing with the Babajis in Vrindavan. I hope I'm audible. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
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 yes.
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji.
Yes, ma'am.
I have received information that some of our devotees are mixing with the Babajis in Vrindavan. This has produced so many problems amongst our men and women who visit Vrindavan. Here in Los Angeles, we have found that there is a group of about 40 devotees who privately meet to discuss the intimate pastimes, artificially thinking that they can enter into the understanding of the gopis prematurely. This will create havoc in our society, and the result will be that if this is allowed to go on, our preaching work will be greatly hampered. This premature desire to understand the Leela of Krishna is due to mundane sex life desire, as we have seen amongst many of the Babajis and Sahajiyas in Vrindavan. Our Jagannath Das came back from Vrindavan asking me that he had heard some Babajis speaking about Siddha Deha, and he also was listening to these Babajis. So I want this immediately stopped. If it continues, this mixing with the Babajis, then it will mean spoiling. In many cases, these Babajis keep 2 or 3 women. Asat Sangatyagi. Their association is to be avoided and prohibited amongst all our devotees who visit Vrindavan. So this is very heavy. Prabhupada has made it very clear so that we don't have any doubt regarding this. Okay. So Gaudiya Vaishnav Sampradaya. So we have a very exclusive gift in the Gaudiya Vaishnav Sampradaya, and this exclusive gift is Raganuga Bhakti. So why are we called Rupanugas? Anyone wants to share
Follow
something on this?
Rupa Goswami is a Rupa
because we
Manjiri.
follow Rupa Goswami, Mataji.
Yeah, exactly.
Means Rupa Goswami is a Rupa Manjiri in Golok Vrindavan Dham, and what
Right.
she told, so we are in her footsteps. So in Golok Vrindavan Dham, we are servant of the servant of the servant of Rupa Goswami.
Absolutely. Very true. Gopi Bhartu Pat Kamle or Das 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 Das. Okay, so we are Rupanugas because you have Radharani, and then you have the 8 principal Sakhis or the Gopis, Ashta Sakhis. Lalita, Vishakha, Chitralekha, Chitra, Tungavidya, Rangadevi, Champaklata, Indulekha, Sudevi. Okay, so we have 8. And all the 8 Sakhis, they have, under them, they have their groups. Okay, they have their groups. And they have multiple groups actually. So Lalita Devi's group, under Lalita Devi's group, we have Rupa Manjari. And we are coming in that branch. So all the Goswamis, they are all Manjaris there in Golok Vrindavan Dham. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari, Sanatan Goswami is Lavang Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami is Rati Manjari, Gopal Bhatt Goswami is Guna Manjari, and Raghunath Das Goswami, Jeev Goswami, Vilas Manjari. Even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he is Nayan Neel Manjari. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is Kamala Manjari. Narottam Das Thakur is Champak Manjari. So all
Mataji,
our Goswamis.
can you please write those names and give the Manjari names, Mataji, in the group later on?
Yeah, sure. Definitely,
Yeah,
I'll do
Mataji,
that.
please.
Mataji, just put a message there so that,
Yeah.
I'll be reminded.
Yes,
And
yes.
Srila
Thank you.
Prabhupada is the commander-in-chief of Nityananda Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada is the commander-in-chief of Nityananda Prabhu.
Okay. So yeah, so we okay. So Manjari Bhav, we were talking about Manjari Bhav. So Manjari Bhav is it is the special gift actually of our sampradaya, because we see all our acharyas, they're coming in that mood. And so, like we are known by the association that we keep. So naturally, so the association also shapes our mood. So there is a predominance of Manjari Bhav. And Rupa Goswami, he has written this Nectar of Devotion, and this is like a general science of devotion. But he has also written Ujjwala Neel Mani, which talks about the Madhurya Bhav. And in Jaiva Dharma also, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is dedicating a major chunk of that book on Madhurya Rasa. So we see that our acharyas, they have given a lot on this on Madhurya Rasa. Okay, so but again, the system of how we can develop, we may have those aspirations, yes, but the system is through Vedi Bhakti only. Like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that 20 to 25 years of good, rigorous practice of Vedi Bhakti under the guidance of your spiritual master, then you will be qualified to actually hear or to aspire for the platform of Raganuga Bhakti. But there is a guarantee for Raganuga Bhakti, since we are there in this movement. So there is a guarantee that we are going to be, future Raganuga Bhaktas. Why? Because see, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabhu Nai. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. So this Krishna Prem, it is Nitya Siddha, means it was there from since time immemorial with the Jiva. It's there. Sadhya Kabunai means it is not something that we need to acquire from outside. So it's already there. It is, but though it is there, it is dormant. So it needs to be revived. That's the only thing. But it is there. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunai. Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaye Uday. So Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte. So this is very important. The purification part has not to be, it should not be neglected. Shravanadi Jala. So that is very important. So pure love of Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of the living entities. It is not something that we need to acquire or gain from another source. But by proper hearing and chanting and following the principles of Vedi Sadhana Bhakti, this love will naturally awaken. And the best way in which we can awaken this love is through Hari Nam. Actually, Hari Nam is our Siddha Pranali. And Hari Nam is so special, it is so magical that it is going to adjust to the level of advancement of the sadhaka. Whether it is the most fallen devotee or it is the most advanced devotee, Hari Nam is going to take you further on from whatever your level of spiritual progress is. Or even if it is not there, even from that part, it will take us ahead. Okay, I think I have covered most of it. I think we can read now. We can just quickly give a reading. Turn by turn, we can read. Okay, who would like to read? Okay, Medhavini Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Thank you so much. Spontaneous devotion further described. Chapter number 16, relationship. In the attitude of the denizens of Vrindavan, such as Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, is to be found the ideal transcendental concept of being the father and mother of Krishna, the original personality of Godhead. Factually, no one can become the father or mother of Krishna, but a devotee's possession of such transcendental feelings is called love of Krishna in a parental relationship. The Vrishnis, Krishna's relatives at Dwaraka, also felt like that. So, spontaneous love of Krishna in the parental relationship is found both among those denizens of Dwaraka who belong to the dynasty of Vrishni and among the inhabitants of Vrindavana. Hare Krishna Mataji. Should I continue next paragraph? Or? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, please continue. Yes, Mataji, continue.
Spontaneous love of Krishna, as exhibited by the Vrishnis and the denizens of Vrindavan, is eternally existing in them. In the stage of devotional service, where regulative principles are followed, there is no necessity of discussing this love, for it must develop of itself at a more advanced stage. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So that's a very important point. If we can go back and read that point. The last line. I can't see it, Mataji. Okay. Yeah. So there is no necessity of discussing this love, for it must develop of itself at a more advanced stage. There is no necessity of discussing this love. So very important example actually, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, you know, when he was there, he was in the forest. So there was this person, you know, a Sahijya basically, having a Sahijya mentality. So he came and he started staying next to him. And what happened was that he used to imitate as if, you know, he is a devotee in ecstasy, and he used to imitate and, you know, produce those, he used to act as if he's feeling ecstatic symptoms and stuff like that. So Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he gives a very nice example over there. He says that suppose if a lady who goes to the maternity ward and she's not pregnant, and she starts behaving as if she is delivering a child, she starts imitating, so it doesn't mean that she will be able to deliver a child. So this is what exactly is about Raganuga Bhakti. We just cannot imitate it, and we have to wait till the time, as Prabhupada is saying, that we have to wait. There is no necessity of discussing this love, for it must develop of itself at a more advanced stage. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, Sindhu Mataji, yes, you can read. Eligibility for spontaneous devotional service.
Pranam, Mataji. Eligibility for spontaneous devotional service. Persons desiring to follow in the footsteps of such eternal devotees of the Lord as the Vrishnis and Vrindavan denizens are called Raganuga devotees, which means that they are trying to attain to the perfection of those devotees. These Raganuga devotees do not follow the regulative principles of devotional service very strictly, but by spontaneous nature, they become attracted to some of the eternal devotees such as Nanda or Yashoda, and they try to follow in their footsteps spontaneously. There is a gradual development of the ambition to become like a particular devotee, and this activity is called Raganuga.
Haribol, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Just 1 second. So we have some important points to be covered here. Okay. So there's a point here which says these Raganuga devotees do not follow the regulative principles of devotional service very strictly, but by spontaneous nature they become attracted to some of the eternal devotees such as Nanda or Yashoda, and then they try to follow in their footsteps spontaneously. Okay, actually a person who is on the Raganuga platform, he is very, very careful that he has to perform the externals or the Vedi Bhakti principles, the rules and regulations. He is very careful and very rigorously he follows, because he can understand now when you're on the Raganuga platform, that means you've crossed, you're somewhere around Nishtha and Ruchi and even beyond that. So now this is a responsible devotee. So, but Prabhupada is saying that, these Raganuga devotees do not follow the regulative principles. Yes, sometimes these cases may happen. Like, for example, a devotee may have a particular mood that he wants to serve Radha and Krishna, but he's attached, so much attached over there, but he's not attached towards the worship or the form of Lakshmi Narayan, or maybe Rukmini Dwarkadish or Krishna in Dwarka. So he may refrain from worshipping them. So that doesn't mean that he's disrespecting or something like that, but it's just that he has a natural attachment somewhere else. So that's what it means. Like, we can also see from the example, it's a beautiful example of Sanatan Goswami, wherein this Chaubeji was there in Vrindavan, and his wife, the beautiful devotees, actually Chaubeji, his wife, and their children. So Mataji used to take care of Radha Madan Mohan, and Sanatan Goswami used to come for Madhukari. And he saw that Mataji was, she was at that, she was an advanced devotee. And again, when Prabhupada is saying here, that the devotees do not follow the regulative principles very strictly. So when Mataji used to cook for Madan Mohan, and Madan Mohan was exactly like her child, and Madan Mohan used to play with her children, and she used to feed Madan Mohan with her own hands. And when she used to cook, so she used to do this datun, or wo same datun she used to put in the, while cooking, she used to use it. And when Sanatan Goswami saw this, and he said, Are Maya, what are you doing? And this is not how you cook for Krishna. So then he instructed, and then she followed also. From the next day she followed. And what happened was, then Madan Mohan came in Sanatan Goswami's dream, and he said, Are, what have you done? Now it takes so much time. She's busy in all these things only, and this is not, this is, what is that? There's a beautiful shloka in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mora putra mora sakha mora pranapati. Mora putra mora sakha mora pranapati. Ei bhave sei more kare shuddha bhakti. Apana ke bada mane ami samahin. Ei bhave hai ami tahar adin. So Krishna likes devotees, to consider themselves superior to him. And considering that, okay, Krishna is my son, or he's my sakha, and this the bhakti, which is too much centered around rules and regulations, is not something which Krishna is very attracted to. I'm forgetting that verse. Aishwarya janete sab jagat mishrita. Aishwarya mishrita bhakti nahi mora prita. Krishna is saying this in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah. Aishwarya janate sab jagat mishrita. So that's this whole, world. Krishna is like, it is completely bewildered by my Aishwarya. My majesty, my opulence. But Aishwarya mishrita bhakti nahi mora prita. Krishna is saying, so this is not my prita. And again, when Sanatan Goswami, the beauty is that when Sanatan Goswami takes Madan Mohan, actually Madan Mohan comes in the dream of Chaubeji and Sanatan Goswami, and he says that, you can hand me over to Sanatan Goswami, he is going to take care of me from now on. So Sanatan Goswami gets Madan Mohan, and when he gets Madan Mohan, so he is mendicant. So he will just carry Sanatan Goswami in his jhola. He doesn't even have proper food to offer. And Madan Mohan was, my God, he was really frustrated with Sanatan Goswami, and he said that, Baba, what is this? You're going to feed me dry roti only every day. At least give me some salt. And Sanatan Goswami said that, see, today you are asking for salt, and I am a bhikari, I am a mendicant. So how am I going to supply to all your needs? Be satisfied with what I am giving you today. You are asking salt. Tomorrow you'll ask paneer and ghee and so many things. So yeah, so this is what we have to understand. So these devotees do not follow the regulative principles because Sanatan Goswami was absorbed on another level. He was absorbed in preaching. He was absorbed in his sadhana. He was absorbed for Loka Kalyan. And he was carrying on the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on that level. So in the course of their absorption, if something of this sort happens, that they do not follow regulative principles. For example, for a housewife, if she's cooking in the kitchen and sometimes if she's hearing something and she's really absorbed, and if the food gets burnt, So practically sometimes, of course, I'm not saying that it's on that level, but whatever, but this is just a, practical glimpse of the shade of Raganuga Bhakti that we can, we can understand how it works on the level of a sadhaka. Okay. Navkishori Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandar Pranam. Thank you. We must always remember, however, that such eagerness for in the
Hare Krishna Mataji, your voice, we are not able to hear you. Or is it just with me? I just want to confirm.
No, Mataji is breaking.
No, there's a disturbance in the voice.
Okay. So we'll just get back to you, Mataji. Just fix the thing, and I'll till the time Swati Mataji can read. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. We must always remember, however, such eagerness to follow in the footsteps of denizens of Vraja, Vrindavana, is not possible unless one is freed from material contamination. In the
Hare Krishna.
following,
One small point. So this is same thing only. So unless one is freed from material contamination, this is not possible. So first we have to focus on the purification of our heart. Okay. Yes, Mataji.
in the following regulative principles of devotional service, there is a stage called Anartha Nivritti, which means the disappearance of all material contamination. Sometimes someone is found imitating such devotional love, but factually is not free from anarthas or unwanted habits. It has been seen that so-called devotee proclaims himself a follower of Nanda, Yashoda, or the gopis, while at the same time his abominable attraction for mundane sex life is visible. Such a manifestation of divine love is mere imitation and has no value. When one is actually spontaneously attracted to the loving principles of the gopis, there will be found no trace of any mundane contamination in his character.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare Krishna,
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. Navkishori Mataji, would you like to try?
Can I read? Can I read?
Oh, just one second. Okay, yes, Prabhuji, you can go ahead.
Okay. Therefore, in the beginning, everyone should strictly follow the regulative principles of devotional service according to the injunctions of the scriptures, the spiritual master. Only after the stage of liberation from material contamination can one actually aspire to follow in the footsteps of the devotees in Vrindavan.
Haribol. Yes, Prabhuji, next
Haribol.
also.
Okay. It is said by Sri Rupa Goswami, when one is actually liberated from material contamination, he can always remember an eternal devotee in Vrindavan in order to love Krishna in the same capacity, and developing such an aptitude, one will always live in Vrindavan even within his mind. The purport is that if it is possible, one should go and physically be present at Vrajbhumi Vrindavan and be engaged always in the service of the Lord, following the devotees in Vrajdham, the spiritual realm of Vraja. If it is not possible, however, to be physically present at Vrindavan, one can meditate anywhere on living in the situation. Wherever he may be, one must always think about life in Vrajdham and about following in the footsteps of a particular devotee in the service of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay. The phone's name is here. Red. Okay, Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you hear me now?
Acha, okay. Yes, Mataji. Navkishori Mataji, yeah, continue.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandat Pranam Mataji. A devotee who is actually advanced in Krishna consciousness, who is constantly engaged in a devotional service, should not manifest himself, even though he has imperfection. The idea is that he will always continue to act as a new devotee as long as his material body is there. Activities in devotional service, the regulative principles must be followed by the devotee. But when he realizes a position in along with the discharging service. Think within itself of God under the guidance of a particular associate of the Lord and develop his transcendental sentiment in following that associate.
Haribol. Okay, so this is very clearly
Connection,
Prabhupada is
we
mentioning
should
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mataji, just once. So Prabhupada is mentioning very clearly that even if we are there on the Lagunagar platform, we don't have to make a show of it. And actually, genuine devotees who are there on that platform, they don't make a show of it. That, you know, we are on this platform. In fact, they are going to be following the rules and regulations with, you know, even more sincerity than as compared to a, you know, Vedi Bhakta. So they are that careful. Okay, Padma Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
In this connection, we should be careful about the so-called Siddha Pranali. The Siddha Pranali process is followed by a class of men who are not very authorized and who have manufactured their own way of devotional service. They imagine that they have become associates of the Lord simply by thinking of themselves like that. The external behavior is not at all according to the regulative principles. The so-called Siddha Pranali process is followed by the Prakrata Sajya, a pseudo of so-called Vaishnavas. In the opinion of Rupa Goswami, such activities are simply disturbances to the standard way of devotional service. Thank you, Mataji.
Haribola. Thank you so much, Mataji. So a very nice example is also coming to my mind. Haridas Thakur, when he was, you know, going to leave his body, when his physical body was sick, at that time, actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had told him that it's all right if you're not able to, you know, chant those prescribed number of rounds, but still, you know, he didn't leave that. So see how even on that platform, see, he's Namacharya. How many names he was chanting, like 192 rounds every day. And even at that level, he is not giving up his prescribed duties at that level also. Okay. So how many paragraphs now we have? Okay. Swati Mataji, yes, you can do that.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sri Rupa Goswami says that learned acharyas recommended that we follow the regulative principles even after the development of spontaneous love for Krishna. According to the regulative principles, there are 9 departmental activities as described above, and one should specifically engage himself in the type of devotional service for which he has a natural aptitude. For example, one person may have particular interest in hearing, another may have particular interest in chanting, another may have particular interest in serving the temple. So these are any of the other 6 different types of devotional service: remembering, serving, praying, engaging in some particular service, being in friendly relationship, or offering everything in one's possession should be executed in full earnestness. In this way, everyone should act according to his particular taste. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, so with that, we have actually completed this part. In case there are any questions or any doubts, you can ask.
Okay, Mataji, one small doubt. Means there are 3 stages of bhakti, that is Sambandha Jnana, Abhidya Jnana, and Prayojan Jnana. So you were talking about
Abhiji,
that.
your voice is not very clear. It's quite
Okay,
there's
you
some
were talking.
disturbance.
Okay, you were talking about those 3 stages of bhakti: Sambandha Jnana, Abhidya Jnana, and Prayojan Jnana, and the 9 stages of bhakti. So after Nishtha stage, we come to the means the Abhidya stage, which is the means the Harinam chanting. We say Harinam chanting when we have Nishtha on Harinam chanting. So from then onwards, our this we can say Bhav and Prem starts, right? Means after Nishtha stage, we have a lot of anarthas. So we are in the Vaidhi Bhakti. But from this Nishtha stage, the actual process of we can say Abhidya and Prayojan. And in Prayojan, we get an actual Raganuga, means what is our actual relationship with Krishna. So is that the, like we can say, the stages?
No. First we have Shraddha. Okay, I'll tell you the stages. First we have Shraddha. Then we have Sadhu Sang. Shraddha, Sadhu Sang, Bhajan Kriya. So, sadhu sang means we have taken shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, and then he tells us, so this is what we are supposed to do. So that is bhajan kriya, the do's and the don'ts. So that is bhajan kriya. After bhajan kriya, you have anartha nivriti. So when we are following the process, that is bhajan kriya. So then whatever is inauspicious or whatever is unwanted in the heart, all that is going to be removed. So that is the cleansing process happens through bhajan kriya. And when we are doing bhajan kriya, so this anartha nivriti is basically the cleansing part where the anarthas are cleansed, and we are doing this cheto darpan marjanam, the cleaning activity, that is bhajan kriya. After bhajan kriya, the consequences anartha nivriti, we get free from the anarthas, and once we get free from the anarthas, then nishtha develops, and nishtha is a strong determination. It's like this is like the platform of Madhyam Adhikari. Now, Madhyam Adhikari is not someone, he has a very, what is Nishtha? Nishtha means a very strong faith. Very strong faith. And with that strong faith, he follows this process of devotional service with a lot of vigor and determination and energy and enthusiasm and utsaha and everything. So Nishtha is like an important hallmark, or it's an important milestone actually. And after nishtha, nishtha means that we have gone through a good chunk of anartha nivriti, and after nishtha, then we start from here. Actually Raganuga starts developing, but you can have glimpses of Raganuga bhakti even during the process of anartha nivriti, bhajan kriya and all. You may have glimpses, but to be actually situated in Raganuga bhakti is going to be after nishtha, or from nishtha. You start slowly, gradually you will start developing ruchi or interest in spirituality. So after nishtha, you start developing some interest in spirituality, and once you develop some interest, and again you follow that process, so you start developing asakti, that is raga, and then your feelings and your emotions for Krishna, they start developing at that stage. And after asakti, bhava, everything becomes more intense, the feelings and
Hare Krishna, Mataji, your screen is frozen. Is it so for everyone?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, frozen.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. The time is also up actually. Hare Krishna, Sugopi Mataji.
Today we didn't even realize the time, Mataji.
Yeah, wonderful class today.
But so absorbed.
Connection.
Okay, so I believe it's time up. So I will. Hare Krishna, Sugopi Mataji.
Yes, sorry, I got disconnected somehow.
Okay.
So am I audible?
Yes, Mataji, you're audible.
Yes, audible.
Yeah, so I don't know whether I'll be able to put on my video. Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
what we were discussing was, can you just
Bhava stage.
okay. Bhava stage, yeah. Okay, so then Bhava stage, we have the emotions are more intensified, and then you have Krishna Prem. So you have Sambandh, Abhiday, and Prayojan. Okay, Sambandh is going to be, you have some Shraddha, and you have an you develop an a relationship with a bona fide spiritual master, and from there on, once he tells you about Bhajan Kriya, so then the Abhideya starts. Abhideya is the process. So after Bhajan Kriya, Abhideya starts. And Prayojan is the goal, which is Krishna Prem. So,
Okay.
that
Okay.
was-
So okay means Prayojan is Bhav and Prema stage. The last stage we can say the ultimate stage for Prayojan. The ultimate stage.
Prayojan is the goal.
Goal.
Prayojan,
Okay. Prem.
what is
Krishna Prem.
yeah, being Gaudiya Vaishnavas, our goal is attaining Krishna Prem. So that is the goal.
Okay.
So all these
Right.
processes, basically, they are, propelling us in that direction so that we can attain Krishna
Krishna
Prem.
Prem.
Prayojan is
Okay.
goal.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much. Okay.
Mataji, can you please repeat Abhideya?
Abhideya is the process, Mataji, the process of devotional service, like sadhana bhakti.
Yeah.
Where
Okay,
the
Mataji.
bhakti, all of that is going to come within Abhideya. That means Bhajan Kriya is also Abhideya, Anartha Nivriti, all of that is Abhideya. And even, till Nishtha and Ruchi. So you can say this is all under Abhideya. Till the time you come on to Asakti and Bhava. In fact, that also. Prayojan to bilkul uske baad hi hai. Yeah. So beach,
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
that is Prayojan. And then, sorry, Abhideya. And Prayojan is
So
Krishna Prem.
the goal.
Goal.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Very wonderful class. We didn't even realize the time, Mataji. We got so
Hare
absorbed.
Krishna.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
wonderful class, Mataji. Just realizing the time is already 12:20. So thank you so much, Mataji. Very wonderful session, taking us through the 9 stages of devotional service. We'd also like to thank all the devotees for the very active participation and interaction and very, very nice questions and answer session also. So tomorrow we'll meet to continue with our chapter 16. Tomorrow we'll complete chapter 16 and then we move on to chapter number 17. So we are in the last 2 weeks of Nectar of Devotion. I would urge all the participants to join regularly for the next 1 week so that we can, complete our study of Nectar of Devotion under the guidance of all of these wonderful senior devotees. Thank you very much, Mataji. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. God Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. So meet you all tomorrow morning, 10:55 a.m. for our Nectar of Devotion session. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandat pranam.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Dandat
Mataji.
pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice class,
Thank
Mataji.
you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare
Class.
Krishna. Mataji, so Gopi Mataji, with your permission, can I end this meeting, Mataji?